One.
Good morning, afternoon, evening. I'm Stephanie Winet from the International Organization of Employers, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the fourth webinar of the AI Xcelerate initiative. As part of this initiative launched in July 2025, the IOE, with support from Microsoft, offers free AI courses for SMEs with one goal: to make AI adoption simple, practical, and accessible for small and medium-sized enterprises around the world. The courses AI Fluency and AI for SMEs not only build fluency in AI tools needed to adapt to technological change, but also guide participants on how AI can be used in practical and effective ways. They also address important policy considerations, including regulation and ethical issues. We're proud to see that the AI Xcelerate online courses have already reached more than 143,000 certified users worldwide. This growing community reflects both the urgency and the opportunity of this transformation. We encourage you all to take part of and continue your learning journey. You will find a link to both courses in the chat. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Aashi Gupta, Regional Training Manager, EMEA Microsoft Elevate. During this month's IOE and Microsoft webinar, we are looking at leveraging AI for growth, from efficiency to innovation. The aim of this session is to explore how SMEs can move beyond simply using AI for efficiency and start thinking about it as a real driver of innovation. Aashi will walk us through some practical insights and share real-world examples how companies are using AI to develop new products, build stronger connections with their customers, and even expand into new markets. So this is really about shifting the mindset from seeing AI as just a tool to recognizing it as a catalyst for competitiveness and long-term growth. And we're hearing this more and more from our members across the global IOE network. This joint initiative with Microsoft is a real game changer for SMEs, making it much easier to access the know-how they need to unlock AI's potential and grow their businesses. So as for housekeeping rules today, the chat function is open and we're really happy to engage with you there. Thank you all for being with us today. I look forward to an engaging and insightful discussion. Aashi, it's over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. And I look forward to the session today. So let me dive right in and maybe share my screen first. Okay, just give me a thumbs up or just give me something on the chat to let me know if you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. As Stephanie mentioned, that this is the fourth webinar of a 6-series webinar, and today we will be discussing leveraging AI for growth. We do have 2 more sessions after the webinar today, which would be around AI for cybersecurity and growing your business with AI. So we do hope to see you there as well. I am Aashi Gupta. I am based in Dubai. I'm originally from Delhi. Over my career, I have done a lot of different roles around education and mostly focused on skilling. Currently, I work at Microsoft. I'm part of the Microsoft Elevate Skills team. And in my role, I really look at bringing AI skilling opportunity to education, nonprofit, and workforce at large. And I'm really happy to be here today and to have this session with you. So here is the agenda for today. We will talk a little bit about Copilot and prompting. We'll then go into different business functions and use cases so that you can have different prompts so that you can use to make your day-to-day jobs easier and more productive. And then we'll look at practicing some prompts together and then going to wrap up. So, really, let's talk about our learning objectives. I want to quickly set expectations for what you will take away from today's session. First, we will do a quick revision. In the last session, we introduced Copilot and the basics of prompting. Today, we'll briefly refresh those ideas so that everyone starts from the same place, especially if you're joining us for the first time. Second, we look at business function use cases. So instead of talking about AI in theory, we will focus on how Copilot can support real everyday tasks across functions like marketing, sales, customer service, and finance. And the goal is to really make this as practical and relatable to the work that you already do. And then finally, we will practice creating prompts. This is the most important part. You won't just watch a demo, you'll actively try writing prompts that you can reuse in your day to day life. It can save time and reduce effort. By the end of this session, my goal is that you will feel more confident using Copilot as a helpful teammate and not something complicated or intimidating, but something you can immediately apply after today. So let me set the stage a little bit. I will talk about a little story that will guide us through today's session. Meet Gromart. Gromart is a small home based grocery business serving neighborhood households with everyday essentials and fresh produce. It's run by one person with occasional help from family members. Now, like many entrepreneurs, you wear many hats at the same time. You manage procurement, pricing, marketing, customer conversations, payments, and daily operations, often all in the same day. Now, there's a very little time, and decisions have to be made very quickly. Now, imagine this: you've just discovered Copilot, an AI powered teammate that can support you with everyday tasks, not replace your judgment or experience, but help you think faster, draft quicker, and reduce the mental load. Throughout today's session, we'll keep coming back to Gromart's journey. Every example, every prompt, and every hands on activity will be grounded in this real world scenario. So it feels practical, relatable, and immediately useful. The mindset shift I want you to make today is this: you don't need to do everything alone anymore. AI isn't about complexity or perfection. It's about saving time, reducing stress, and helping you focus on what matters most to you in your business. As we go through this session, think about your own business or role. Where do you spend the most time? Where do you feel stretched? And how could an AI teammate support you through that? With this in mind, let's talk about Copilot and prompting. Let's quickly understand what generative AI is. Unlike traditional software that gives the same fixed answer every time, generative AI creates new content like text, ideas, summaries, or plans based on what you ask. Copilot is a browser based AI assistant. You don't need to install anything or be technical. You simply ask for help and it gives you a first draft, whether that's writing, summarizing, planning, or brainstorming. I'm going to ask you to navigate to Copilot. You can scan this QR code on your phone or go to copilot.microsoft.com. When you are at Copilot, please share a reaction. Throughout our session today, we would be using Copilot to look at different demos, try things together, and try prompting together. So I request you to scan the QR code or just go to copilot.microsoft.com. I see a few thumbs ups coming. I'll just give another 10 seconds and then we can move ahead. Okay, perfect. Now let's talk a little bit about prompting. We enter prompts or instructions for Copilot to follow. You can do this very simply and still do really useful things. But the better you can write your prompt, the better a result you will get. It doesn't need to be done in one perfect shot. You can go back and forth with Copilot to refine the results it's already produced. Think of it like a conversation you would have with an assistant. The first step is to clearly tell Copilot what is it that you need. The second step is to include the right prompt ingredients. Now, to get the best response, it is important to focus on some key elements. What is your goal? Why do you need it? Are there others involved? Are there sources or samples you want to focus on? And how should Copilot respond? Now, let's take an example to learn more about this. The owner of Gromart requires updated price for certain items from your supplier. You can ask Copilot to create the first draft of the email and then tweak as needed, saving some time. Now, first we have the goal. What is the output we want from Copilot? We want Copilot to draft a professional email. Second is context. Why do you need it and who is involved? The email is to the supplier asking about updated price list and flexible payment terms. Third, wherever possible, include sources and examples such as supporting documents or web page. In this case, it could be previous or current payment terms or price list. Fourth, the expectation. The expectation tells Copilot how to respond. What is the tone and what are the parameters? The type of response that you're looking for. In this case, we want the email to be concise and polite in tone. And these are the four components of a great prompt, which is goal, context, source, and expectations. Now let's move forward and meet Lisa. Lisa is the founder and owner of Growmart. She represents many entrepreneurs we work with. Lisa doesn't have one role. She plays many roles every day. As the CEO, she sets priorities and makes trade offs with limited time and information. As a salesperson, she talks directly to customers and closes deals, often on WhatsApp. As a marketer, she promotes offers, creates simple messages, and shares on social media. As a customer service, she handles questions, complaints, returns, and refunds. And in finance, she tracks daily sales, expenses, pricing, and cash flow. Copilot isn't here to replace Lisa, it's here to support her across all of these roles, saving time and mental effort. As we go ahead, think about which role you play most often and where AI support would help you the most. Now let's do a quick check in. Which role are you most excited to try Copilot for in your daily work? Type the number 1 to 5 in the chat. There is no right or wrong answer. This is about what feels most useful to you. Some people love using Copilot to improve email tone, others for marketing posts, proposals, or quick business drafts. As you choose, think about where you spend the most time today and where saving effort would help the most. So feel free to put your answers on the chat. Great. I see a lot of threes, twos. I do see fives. That's great. I see some threes. Okay, so we have a mixed audience, which is great. It means that we can really learn from all the different functions and look at how we can create different kinds of prompt to help you in different kinds of roles today. So let's go to the executive or the CEO role, where many decisions come together every day. As an entrepreneur, you're constantly switching between strategy and execution, often with limited time and mental energy. Copilot can act as a thinking partner to help you plan and decide faster. The first scenario is a one page business profile. Copilot helps you quickly draft a clear overview of your goal, offerings, customers, and contact details useful for clarity, partnerships, or applications. You could also use Copilot for a decision helper. When choosing between two options like suppliers or pricing, Copilot asks the right question, compares pros and cons, highlights risks, and suggests a small test you can try this week. You could also use it as a weekly operating rhythm. Copilot helps structure your week across sales, marketing, operations, finance, customer care, keeping it realistic for a 1 to 3 person business. The key idea is that Copilot supports clearer thinking, better prioritization, and more confidence so you can spend more time running and growing your business. Now, let's go into a little bit of a demo to look at how Copilot really works using maybe one of the prompts that we have for a business executive. So I'll just stop sharing the screen and go to my webpage. So give me a minute, please. And also, I would request you to uh, also go with me to the copilot.microsoft.com or scan this QR code. I will also try putting the prompt on the chat so that you can also give it a try. Mhm. So I have put the prompt on the chat for anybody who would like to try on their own as well while I share my screen uh, and go to Copilot. Okay, give me a thumbs up or any sign if you can see my screen now. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So this is Copilot, and as you can see, it's really an easy interface. I have logged in using my personal account. It's a free plan. And as you can see, it's asking me, hey, Ashi, what's on your mind today? There is a box here where I can put in my prompt. Uh, I also have a few options here, like I can start a new chat, which I just did. And it also shows me some of the other discussions that I have had earlier with Copilot around GrowMart. So I'm just going to write the same prompt that I have put on the chat, which is you are an advisor to GrowMart, a neighborhood grocery shop. Help me decide between option A and B. Ask 5 key questions first, and then give a recommendation with pros or cons, risks, and a small test I can run this week. And the two options that I have chosen, and you can really choose any option depending on the work that you do. So, option A, introducing art and craft supplies, and option B, introducing a new brand of oil. And let's see what Copilot has to tell me. So, it is coming up with some suggestions. Let's give it a second, and then we can go through it together. So let's find it together. So this is what Copilot is telling me. Here's how I would help Romart think through this grounded business savvy way. And it is giving me these 5 questions to clarify before choosing A or B. Uh, who is your primary customer base? Is it family, students, working professionals, or is it mixed? It's asking me what's your current shelf space flexibility? Can I easily add a new category without removing something profitable? Which category aligns better with your existing footfall patterns? Do I have more impulse buyers, which means that craft supplies could be better, or are there more essentials, so cooking oil could be better? How price sensitive are your customers? Do they switch brands often or stick to familiar staples? What's your goal for the next quarter? Higher margins, increased basket size, or attracting new customer segments? I think I find this really great because it's helping me think through the decision that I would like to take by giving me a little perspective and just helping me really brainstorm together. So I think I find this really useful just to think through a little bit. And then after giving me some of these questions and considerations, it is then telling me its recommendations and the pros and cons for that. So if I choose option A, which is introducing art and craft supplies, then some of the pros can be that it can be a new category, which means new customers. It can lead to higher margins. It could lead to seasonal boosts. And it's also giving me some cons, like the demand is inconsistent because not everybody really needs craft items weekly. It could lead to some inventory risk and it could require curation. And then it's also giving me some risks like misjudged demand. Customers may not see Gromart as a craft destination unless promoted well. And then it's telling me that, hey, if you decide to choose option B, which is introducing a new brand of oil, again, there are some pros, cons, and risks to look at. For example, pros could be a high frequency purchase since oil is a staple. There are low education requirements because customers already understand this category. It's easy to test and potential for loyalty. And then it similarly goes into different cons and risks. And then it finally gives me a recommendation where it says that, hey, if you want steady, predictable revenue, go with option B, which is new oil. And if you want to differentiate or increase basket size or attract segments, then option A is more better, which is craft supplies. And then it's saying that you can run a small test this week where you can maybe just take 8 to 12 essential items like glues, markers, colored paper, etc., and place them near the checkout or kit snacks and see how many units sell. And if I want to try option B, it's again giving me another recommendation or a trial for this week, which is to put small, new, and value tag and see how many units are sold. So I think this is really great. And then always have an option to speak back. So it's saying I can help you design the exact test setup, shelf layout, or even a quick customer survey script. And I can just ask Copilot to do that. And Copilot will give me more recommendations. I think the only important thing to remember is that when we are talking on the same chat, always try and keep the subject limited to this particular conversation or to this particular context so that Copilot doesn't confuse between different things and starts hallucinating. So let me stop sharing my screen so that we can go back and learn about um, other kinds of prompts as well that we can use for different kinds of roles that you may do each day. Okay, so let me move forward. And now let's talk about a salesperson uh, and shift into that mindset. So, as a sales role where speed and clarity really matter, uh, entrepreneurs, as a micro entrepreneur, sales often happens on WhatsApp or on quick conversations, and you don't have time for long drafts. Copilot can help in various ways. It can help with customer segments and pitches. It helps identify who your customers are and creates short, tailored pitches for each so your message feels relevant. It can also help with follow up messages. So, Copilot can draft polite, warm, or direct follow ups when customers don't respond, saving time and mental effort. It can also help with objection handling. It helps you practice common objections and prepare short, confident replies that you can reuse. While I'm going through some of these different scenarios, please note that these are just a few examples, and there is just so much more that you can do depending on the work that you do every day. So, as we go through this, keep thinking about what more you can do as a salesperson or as an executive, uh, and think about trying those examples as well as you use Copilot in your day to day life. So I will now go back to the Copilot demo screen. And this time, let's again try together one of the prompts and see what we learn. So let me stop sharing and go back. And I'm also putting the prompt that I plan to use on the chat in case you want to use the same prompt, or if you prefer to use another one which is more relevant to your day-to-day work, please feel free to use that as well. And here is my Copilot screen. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, thank you so much. So like I mentioned that we should be using a different screen if our context is changing. So as you can see, this is still the prompt that we were using earlier. So I'm going to go to new chat and start a new conversation because now we are shifting context and now we're talking about using it as a salesperson. So this is the prompt that I would be using, which is based on the business description, identify 3 customer segments and write a tailored 2 to 3 sentence pitch for each. And our business description is that Growmart is a neighborhood grocery shop supplying essential items. So let's see what Copilot can tell me. So so Copilot has an answer for me. So let's go through this together. So here are the 3 clear customer segments for Growmart. And for each, it has provided me a concise, tailored pitch, which speaks directly to that need. So the 3 different customer segments that Copilot has identified are local families, working professionals, and elderly residents. And then for each of them, it has provided me a pitch. So let's see, what do I have for local families? Uh, Growmart makes everyday shopping effortless for busy families by keeping all essential groceries right around the corner. With fresh staples, fair prices, and friendly neighborhood feel, we help you spend less time shopping and more time enjoying home. And then similarly, it has something for working professionals. For professionals on the go, Growmart offers quick access to essentials you need to keep your day running smoothly. Drop in anytime for fast services, quality products, and a hassle-free shopping experience that fits your schedule. And then similarly, it provides me something for elderly residents, which is it provides a comfortable, familiar place for seniors to shop for daily necessities without the stress of large supermarkets. A convenient location and an attentive service ensures you get what you need with ease and confidence. So that's a great start for a pitch. And again, we can ask Copilot for more. So it's saying that, hey, if you want to turn these into ad copies or social posts or a full customer segment strategy, I can ask for that. So let's say maybe I want to say that, hey, provide me a full customer segment strategy, and maybe I want to focus more on working professionals. And as you can see, it's working on that as a follow-up, and it's providing me more information if I want to focus on working professionals and I want to go a bit more in depth on that. It has given me a segment definition. It's telling me what are the key needs and pain points. It's also telling me value proposition for working professionals, product and services strategy, service enhancements, marketing communication strategy, and you can see a lot of information here so that it gives you another great place to start from as you start thinking more about different audiences and what may work for them. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but I do hope that this is giving you some ideas and inspiring you to try AI and Copilot in different ways. And I'll go back to my deck. Okay, I hope you can see my presentation now. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So now we will again shift roles and think about using Copilot if I was in a role of a marketer. In a marketer's role where visibility and consistency matter, but time is limited, Copilot helps you create marketing content faster without starting from scratch. You could use it for social captions. Now, Copilot drafts short, catchy posts with the right tone, hashtags, and a clear call to action ready for Instagram or Facebook. It can also create a flyer copy. It generates headline options, short body text, and a WhatsApp ready version so that you can share instantly. It can also create a brand voice. Now, Copilot helps define how your business sounds, which words to use, which words to avoid, and reusable taglines so your messaging stays consistent. The takeaway is that Copilot helps you market confidently and consistently, even if marketing isn't your full time job. So I will again take one of the prompts as an example here, and we'll again try together on Copilot how that works. And I really invite you to also go along with me on this journey, go on to Copilot, put the prompt, use the same prompt or try a different prompt, and really think about how, as a marketer, you can use Copilot to make your day more productive and easier. So I'll just stop sharing my screen. And I will put the prompt on the chat as well for those who would like to use the same prompt that I'm using or as a reference. I will share my screen and go back to Copilot. Okay, I hope you can see my web browser now with Copilot open. And again, I'm going to go to a new chat because it's a new context, something new that we're talking about, and we don't want Copilot to hallucinate or get confused by putting the same message on the same chat. So this is the prompt that I plan to use, which is to create a mini brand voice guide for my business, tone, words to use, words to avoid, and 10 reusable tagline options. And again, my business type that Growmart is a neighborhood grocery shop providing, oops, that there is a spelling mistake there, providing daily essential items. Audience are busy working families, elderly residents, and young professionals or college goers. So let's see what Copilot has to tell me. And as you can see, it's coming up with an answer. So let's give it a few more seconds. Ah, okay, our answer is already here, so we can go through it together. So this is what, so Copilot has provided with me with a mini brand voice guide. The tone, it says it should be friendly, reliable, a neighbor everyone trusts. So it's saying it should be warm and welcoming, helpful and efficient, down to earth and community minded, calm, reassuring, respectful, energetic when highlighting convenience or freshness. So think we've got you covered or right around the corner. Words and phrases to use, things like fresh, everyday essentials, quick and easy, convenient, trusted, etc. And then phrases like right around the corner, your daily essentials made easy, freshness you can count on, we are here for you. And then it's also telling me words and phrases to avoid, so that it doesn't feel too corporate or too salesy or out of sync with neighborhood grocery vibes. So it's telling me avoid things like premium or luxury, exclusive, cutting edge, or even very formal language, or even very pushy sale phrases like buy now or limited time only. And here are 10 reusable tagline options like daily needs done right, grow mart where convenience lives, small store, big convenience. And it's giving me a lot of options like that. Grow mart, here for you every day. And it's saying that, hey, I can also help you build a full brand identity kit. So, color palette, personality traits, messaging pillars, or even sample social captions. Okay, let's try. Sure. Please build a full brand identity kit, and let's see what Copilot has to say. And here is Copilot at work to give you a first draft of what could possibly be a brand identity kit. And I always find that uh, at the end of the day, it's really us as business owners who decide what works for us, what makes our work unique. But what I like about Copilot is that it can help you give a good start. It can give you a good first draft, and then you can really customize it and make it your own unique brand voice or your own unique perspective that you bring to that. So here is what Copilot is giving me. It's giving me a brand essence. It's giving me a personality, like which are my core traits for my business. It's suggesting a certain voice. Um, Depending on different situations, it's giving me different kinds of tones. It's also giving me a vocabulary guide, words to use, words to avoid. I also have different messaging pillars. Uh, it's giving me a visual identity, the colors that may look nice. It's suggesting certain fonts that I can use. It's giving me design style, customer experience principles, tagline bank. So you can see there is a brand story. So there's a lot it is giving me, and I think it's a great first draft to start from and really make it your own unique brand version of what really stands out for you in your work. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen and go back to my deck. Great. Okay, I do hope that you see the PowerPoint now. Uh, so now we will talk about customer service Copilot scenarios.
Aashi, sorry to interrupt, Aashi. Your presentation is in presentation mode. You may just want to shift it to.
1 second, let me
Yeah.
try doing that again.
Sorry to interrupt, Aashi.
No problem.
Yes.
Okay, does it work fine now?
Yes. Yes. All good.
Okay, thank you so much. Uh, okay, so now let's talk about customer service. So, moving to customer service, speed, clarity, and trust are really important. Copilot can help draft calm, short complaint replies with clear resolution options. It can generate a simple FAQ so that customers understand and easily create reusable message templates for common situations. This can help save time, reduce stress, and keep responses consistent. And another possible role to look at is also finance. Now, finance doesn't have to be complex or intimidating always, and Copilot can help summarize sales quickly. What's coming in, what's selling, what needs attention. It can flag late payments and draft polite follow ups, saving awkward conversations. It can explain numbers simply so you clearly understand your business health. Copilot can assist you with better visibility, less stress, and more confident financial decisions. One of the prompts that I really love is explain the numbers like I'm at 12, because personally I am not really great at finance and sometimes I do struggle with my numbers. Even when I'm trying to understand some difficult concepts, I do love to ask Copilot to just explain it to me as if I'm a 12-year-old in simple jargonless language. Sometimes I always also tell Copilot that think of me like a 12-year-old, or use simple analogies to explain difficult concepts to me. And I think that really works well for me. So, as a next step, now that we have gone through three different roles together, now I'm going to invite all of you to really put on your brainstorming and thinking skills and really think about your everyday roles. Think that think of yourself as a customer service specialist or a finance manager, or even any other roles that we discussed like a CEO or a marketer, and think about the various scenarios where Copilot can help you. Focus on how Copilot helps you save time, simplifies thinking, and reduce effort, not on getting perfect answers. And once you think about those different scenarios, try putting prompts on Copilot and see the different replies that you get. Try speaking to Copilot, and as you saw together, it gives great suggestions as well about things that it could do for you beyond even what you may have thought of. So try doing that and see what works well or what surprises you. So I invite all of you to take about 5 to 7 minutes, uh, open your Copilot, scan this QR code, and just try different prompts and put on the chat what works for you, what surprised you, or maybe just the different prompts that you are trying, and then we can discuss them together. So here I'm inviting you to really look at Copilot, uh, and just start playing together, have fun. So let's come back in 5 to 6 minutes, but in the meanwhile, feel free to put on chat different prompts that you're trying, what's surprising you, and what's working for you. So this time is really for you to try using Copilot on your own, using different kinds of prompts that we may have discussed, or something that you want to try, something that inspired you. So think of different roles that you do of every day. Think about what kind of questions or what kind of prompts you could ask to make your role easier. In case it helps, I will also move the screen to some of the prompts that I shared as a customer service, so that you can try some of these prompts if that interests you, or just try using something new depending on the work that you do every day. Don't feel shy. Uh, the first step is to be curious and just try. Even if you're using a mobile phone, you can just scan this QR code and just use your mobile phone to try using Copilot. It's available even through your phones. Mm. You can just try maybe thinking about some prompts and you can put them on the chat here and use them later if you're not able to access using your phone right now. Uh, I do see financial wellness tips for a balanced life. That's a great idea. To achieve financial wellness and a balanced life, focus on building strong money habits, creating a realistic budget, core principles of financial well being, budgeting, emergency fund. That's a great idea to use Copilot. Uh, Customer service feedback on health services. That's also a very unique idea. I would like to commend the healthcare staff for their professionalism and courteous behavior during my recent visit. The medical team demonstrated empathy and attentiveness, ensuring that my concerns were addressed thoroughly. Yeah, it's a great idea to give customer service using Copilot. Let's give another 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, that's a good example. You can ask about the business that the functions that you're in, like home furniture, and about different trends around that. Mm, I see there's a prompt around managing social media marketing for a neighborhood friendly store. And can you help design some key social media posts for the weekend promotions? Make sure to keep the tone friendly and consider the target audience as local community. That's really great because I can see you're also providing different um, different parts of the prompt like context, source, expectations, etc., so that it gives Copilot the right context to give you a good reply. That's a great start. That's a great example of creating a course outline for a training session around credit risk awareness. And again, it's amazing that you've provided that context so that Copilot has enough information to provide you with a good start. Uh, End market for a crocheting business. That's amazing. Defining product focus, customer segments, research market trends. Yeah, that's amazing. Really, the key is to just try, and as you try, you'll get better at it and have even more inspirations and ideas of what more you can do. The idea is to just start trying. Mhm. Okay. I also want to introduce you to this something called AI Skills Navigator. If you want to learn more about AI or want to really start your skilling journey and want to know more about different kinds of courses that are available at Microsoft, you can scan this QR code or just go to aiskillsnavigator.microsoft.com, and you'll find a lot of skilling resources available there as well if you would like to learn more about AI. And this was our session today. Feel free to reach out to me if you have more questions. This is my email address, and this is me on LinkedIn. Our next session is on AI for cybersecurity, which is on 23rd of April. So I do invite all of you to join in. My colleague Alison will be leading that session, and she's really looking forward to that. Um, I'll just stop here and pass it back to the team at IOE.
Thank you so much, Aashi. This was very, very insightful. And also the revision that you provided at the very beginning of the session was very useful. Thank you for that. Also to remind participants and the audience that all the sessions are recorded and you can find them if you haven't been able to attend the previous sessions. They're all available on the IOE website. So please feel free to go back to previous sessions where we learned the art of prompting, and you can follow those sessions online. Actually, it was very also useful to see how we can use Copilot in a very concrete way. You provided very concrete examples for SMEs, for companies, on how to use the tool. And I think this is very valuable. We will all go back home and try to use now Copilot with all the tools that you have provided. Thank you so much for that, Aashi. And as you were saying, the next webinar we are co-hosting is on the 23rd of April on cybersecurity. I would really encourage all of you to register to that session, which really promises to be also very exciting and very interesting. I've learned a lot. I hope that our audience has also learned a lot. I'd like to thank you all for attending. Thank you, Aashi, for your presentation. And thank you also to the interpreters who are helping us make this webinar accessible to our IOE global community. Thank you all, and wishing you a very nice day, evening, wherever you are. Bye-bye.